This segment is sponsored by the National Center for Children and Families. Since 2018, Kimberly and Coleman Jenkins have been foster parents with the National Center for Children and Families. They are joining us today to talk more about what they do and how people interested in fostering can join their community. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. Good morning.
Absolutely. So tell me why you decided to become foster parents.
Many years ago, as a young adult, I watched my mother as a caregiver. She was a nurse at the public school system, and she provided for all the children in her care. And so as an adult, I knew that was something that I wanted to do. So years ago, Coleman and I were married, we're moving forward with life. We saw something happening in DC with children. It was a tragic situation. And I went to work for several days thinking, what if we'd signed up to be foster parents? We could have supported those children. And so Coleman said, let's put the paperwork in. It was around the holiday time. We put our paperwork in. We stepped forward to do the training. And 14 years later, we're still working with NCCF to transform the lives of kids in our care.
Changing so many lives. What type of support does NCCF offer to foster parents?
Well, as a foster parent, you're part of a team, a professional team, and the team is made up of the social worker, the educational attorney, the therapist, and you're in constant contact with them depending on what situation you need to have addressed. It's a working team, and everybody's focused on the betterment of the children. What can we do to make the child's life that much better or address an issue that we need to cover? In addition to that, there are times when me as a foster parent, I need to get away. I need some R&R.
Yeah.
So other foster parents step in and they help. I take the children to them and they do the rest after that. I return, get my kids back, and we're having a good day after that. So
yes,
so
because it does take a village.
Yeah, it takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, in doing all that, I'm getting to know the foster parent. We're bonding. We're building relationships along the way, because ultimately that's what's happening in a child's life. Relationship building, and the child gets to see adults, how they interact. So.
How do you guys work to keep the foster children connected with maybe their birth families or siblings?
That is probably one of the biggest pillars of the NCCF organization. It is supported, or is highly recommended that you be willing as a new foster parent to maintain the connections with the birth family. So when we first receive children, you have an initial meeting with whoever the adults are in that child's life. It could be a grandparent, it could be an aunt, uncle, or birth parents. And one of the first things that Coleman and I always share in that initial meeting is that yes, we do work for the NCCF organization, but we also work for the child and we work for you.
Yes.
Wow.
We work for you. But after that is said, the real work begins to engage that parent, to call them, to coordinate the birthday party, to coordinate the visit.
Yes.
So that we can meet at the library, we can meet at the mall, wherever it is that helps that family have a whole and complete fun time together before we return back to the foster parent's home.
Yeah.
One thing I have seen over the years, and I remember my wife was the one who was driving that connection with the birth parents, and I saw the children gradually get closer to her because she was bonding more with the birth family.
Yeah.
And now, years later, I can see when you're trying to make the kid move to that position, that just the child knowing that somebody else is connected with my family.
Yeah, we're working together.
And we're working together. That person, the child, feels good about that. So
they feel more safe in our homes.
Yes.
When they know we're working with their families.
Yes, 100%.
On the same team and supporting them. Thank you so much for changing the lives of so many and for sharing today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
More information about NCCF is on your screen.